Tennessee student athletes. We'll start today with tight end Jacob Warren. To ask a question to Jacob, please hit the raise your hand function and we will call on you. Start with Jimmy Himes and then go to Nick Hill with WUTK.
Hey, Jacob, just talk a little bit about this offense. How do you think the tight ends will fit into the plans for Josh Heupel?
Obviously, everybody's seen our offensive style, that real fastball, wide splits, spreading the defense out. And I think that, we have a place in this offense just with the tight ends being real athletic dudes, and we can kind of be multifaceted and do different things. I think we'll find our place in this offense really well with Coach Golish and Coach Hype for sure.
Jacob, obviously working with the quarterbacks and learning this new system, how do you think they're adjusting to Josh Heupel's offense? And here's what's your repertoire like, especially with the new quarterback and Hendon Hooker?
Right. I think everyone's adjusting really well. We've been talking to coaches and stuff just through meetings, and they've mentioned how great everyone's kind of been picking up the system, picking up the signals and everything, and just processing everything really quickly. Obviously, everybody's going to go through their own struggles here and there just because it's kind of difficult, just with the time frame that we've been trying to learn the plays and everything. But it's been great. Loved having Hendon here, and still love all the dudes that are here. So it'll be interesting to see their competition throughout spring.
Patrick Brown and David Oven.
Hey Jacob, I don't know how much stronger you got over the first 2 years or how much weight you put on, but what was last season like for you to kind of see some of the work that you put in early in your career and finally get a chance to really play a lot? What was last season kind of like for you?
And it was awesome. It was kind of a weird deal just with COVID and everything that's been going on. Everyone has kind of had to do different things, but going into the season, I was just thankful that we were even able to play, whether that was limited fans, no fans, whatever, just because I knew I would get the opportunity to go out and actually to play on the field for the first time really in my career. And so just showing to myself that I can do it and that this work that I've been putting in has been worth it and that I belong almost has been the biggest thing for me playing last season.
And I think you only caught 6 passes with this offense coming in, running a more up-tempo, wanting to push the ball down the field. Are you hoping you'll have a greater role in the passing game with this offense, with this staff?
For sure. Yeah, for sure. I think that's always tight end's biggest goal is to catch more balls. But at this point, it's really just a matter of whatever I can do to help the offense, honestly. Whether that's catch balls, whether that's block, a little bit of both. I know, like I said earlier, we've got dudes in the tight end room that can do it all. So whoever's out there making plays, as long as we're making plays, that's all I really care about, to be honest.
Jacob, what was it like for you guys as a team when you found out that Tennessee was going to be making a change?
It's hard to tell, really. There was a general consensus that, we're all going to miss that old coaches and, everything in the past is in the past. But honestly, I think we were all excited. Whatever was going to happen, we're just going to stick together and just play together and, try to build this brotherhood and really just stick through it all. And I think we've gotten to that point now where, we're adapted and, change is going to happen regardless of, what you do or what you think. So we've all done a good job of just embracing the change and making the best of it, I guess.
What have these last 2 months been like when you guys got a new coach, obviously?
Yeah, it's been great, honestly. Very positive attitude from all the coaches, across the board. It's not much, not a lot of stress in the building right now just because, things haven't gotten too terribly hard yet. We just started spring ball, going through spring training and everything. It's all, there's not really too much adversity. So it's all been pretty nice so far, just getting used to the coaches and trying to build ourselves up to compete in spring ball.
Ben McKean and Vince Farrar.
Jacob, Coach Heupel talked last night about leadership starting to be developed within the team. If we were to poll the offense, who do you think your teammates on that side of the ball would kind of list as the top leaders on the offensive side of the ball?
Right. I think, we've got some dudes that have stepped up. And I mean, I couldn't really name all of them to you, but I think that it's kind of on everybody to lead each other. That's one of our core values now is accountability. And so that's just coming into the building every day. And no matter what age you are, what position you are, holding each other to a standard and not letting each other be below that. So whether that's, an older guy kind of like myself who is getting on the younger cat, or, these young kids talking to each other, it's just a matter of everybody, bringing each other along and doing the right thing, really.
Jacob, every time there's a change in strength and conditioning coaches, everyone talks about how great that new strength and conditioning coach is and the staff. What's different for you now this time with Kurt Schmidt and the new strength and conditioning staff?
And it's all a lot of, very specific muscle movements and detail to different parts of the body that I think is going to be great for us moving forward, just to, reduce the amount of soft tissue injuries that we're having and allow us to be more explosive and change of direction type stuff. All those guys up in the weight room are great dudes, and we all really enjoy going in there and just working out and getting better. And they're just kind of there to facilitate and help us along that process, I think.
One quick follow-up. I know all the coaches, when they come in and evaluate existing players, they get cut-ups of each of your players. Did the coaches give you any feedback as to what they've seen from you to this point, even though you're still going to be judged on a clean slate moving forward?
Yeah, like you mentioned, the clean slate is their biggest thing right now, right? So we're going in with no one's ahead of anybody. We're all just trying to compete and get better because, setting that standard or setting that bar at the very beginning is just limiting to a lot of the guys that might not be the one or the two. So I think they've done a great job of coming in and just saying, look, guys, like, obviously we've watched you, we've seen who's played, who hasn't played, but like, seriously, don't worry about that. We're all just here to compete and try to get to where we all want to go at the end of the day.
One second, the screen's muted here. Go to David Pascal, then Wes Rucker.
Jacob, you were talking moments ago about just the past couple of months and what that was like to go through with the coaching change, but you also had several former teammates get in the transfer portal. How challenging was that when one moment one of your buddies is there and then the next moment he decides to leave?
Something that I've kind of developed and I've been talking about recently is like, if that was me in that situation, how would I want my teammates or my former teammates to react, and how would I want them to treat me, right? So if I were to enter the portal, I wouldn't want any guys, talking bad about me or saying, oh, like, let him go, like, we don't want him here, all that. So, to me, those are still my brothers, right? Those are still people that I've gone to battle with and I trained with every single day. So obviously any of those guys still have my friendship, and anytime they need anything, they can call me up and they know they got it. So no hard feelings to anybody at all, no matter what reason it was that they left.
And as a real quick follow, given all that y'all have been through, did yesterday's practice kind of have a fresh feeling to it? Did it feel like y'all were starting new?
Yeah, for sure, 100%. Dude, after practice, we were all in the locker room just talking about how much fun we just had, right? And no matter how hard it was, like, don't get me wrong, it was a hard practice, it was a long practice, and we're all really sore today, but man, we had fun, and we went out there and just were able to compete, and it was just good to be back out there after, this time of being away. Just anticipation for the newness, I guess. I believe you're muted, Wes.
You're still muted.
Am I muted now?
Nope, you're good.
You're good.
I know that David just asked you about some of the stuff with the portal, but no matter which way you slice it, a bunch of the team's more prominent guys left. Whether it was the draft or the portal or whatever. How much of a sense of urgency is there? With y'all about sort of how much you need to do.
Can you repeat the question? Sorry, you kind of
cut
out just a little bit.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
I know that y'all lost a lot of your best, or most prominent players either through the draft or through the portal. How much how much sense of urgency is there with y'all who are still on the team about sort of getting this thing turned around and what y'all need to do to make that happen?
Gotcha. Okay, so I think kind of this just that next man up mentality. We've still got a lot of dudes on this team that have played some ball and that know, how to do it the right way. And it just really comes back to the getting better, 1% better every single day. And if we all do that, just go 1-0 every day, then, quite frankly, I don't think it'll matter if we don't have a lot of guys that haven't played too much ball or that, our big starters have left. I don't think it'll really matter. I think we'll be just fine.
Mike Wilson and back to David Oven.
Yeah, Jacob, you just mentioned you guys sitting around talking about how much fun you had at practice yesterday. When's the last time you felt that way after a football practice?
Last season. I mean, football is always fun to us. Like, it's hard, right? Like, nothing's easy, and that's in life in general. Nothing's really easy. But if you don't have fun with it and if you don't enjoy it, then that's the wrong thing to be doing. I promise you won't last very long.
As a follow-up, it seems like Coach Heupel's put a lot of emphasis on doing different team building things, like whether it be dodgeball or some other stuff that we've seen videos of. What has that stuff meant to you guys, and what's been your favorite thing that you guys have done?
Oh, it's great. Having that balance between, like you said, the team building activities, and that's how we look at it, right? It's not just fun things that we're getting to do. Like, we're not just playing dodgeball, just play dodgeball. We're spending time with each other away from the game. Like, we're doing things that kind of take our mind off of that, and we can just focus on just being together with each other. So that's been great, and I look forward to continuing all those little events that he comes up with that we end up doing. I'm sure you all see him too. So.
Jacob, when you're talking about accountability, what does that look like, and what are the kinds of things that you see leaders on the team holding guys accountable for most often?
Yeah, so accountability is a very broad term, kind of like you're mentioning. So specifically, that's just we set the standard as this is what you do and this is how you be successful, right? So that's going to class on time. That's showing up to your Thornton or your tutoring appointments on time. That's making every meal, making sure you're eating and you're taking care of your body. That's being to meetings on time. It's really all encompassing, and the accountability aspect comes in where if I see someone else who isn't doing the right thing and I know exactly what it is that he needs to do, I have to confront him and I have to tell him just out of brotherly love for him, wanting him to be better and his team to be better as a whole. So that's kind of the mentality is if you're doing something wrong, I'm going to tell you that you're doing it wrong, and then we're just going to work through it together. And then that goes for me too. If me or any of the other leaders are doing something that we're not supposed to be doing, I would expect all the other guys to jump in and say, hey man, we're following you. You got to lead us the right way and do the right thing.
Thank you, Jacob.
Yep, thank you.